start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. I'm Russ Laguerre. I am your assistant minister. I am so glad to be here with you today. And can we give some more love to our fabulous band for waking us up with some music this morning? Now, whether you're in the room or you're watching online, please know you are very welcome here. I invite you now to join me in reading out loud our mission. The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. This month, we are exploring the divine feminine through the lens of pagan spiritual traditions, and many of these traditions honor the role that our ancestors played in getting us to where we are today. Take a moment to think about all the people over hundreds, even thousands of years, who all contributed to who you are today. All the jobs they had, the relationships that they cultivated. This is what it means to be part of a greater whole, not just in this moment, but throughout the ages. We can discover this wholeness within ourselves through our 5 core spiritual practices. And would you please read those with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. Now, one thing that I appreciate about our community is knowing that there are like-minded individuals that I can share my spiritual practice with. And I find there are gifts to be gained when I practice with my friends. And this is something that you're going to be able to do in our upcoming circles for spiritual connection. These are small groups that meet weekly to connect through spiritual practice, to talk about the ideas and themes in our Sunday message, and to support one another in their spiritual growth. And their next round begins very soon. And we have a registration sheet that's over at the info desk and on our website. So if that sounds interesting to you, I encourage you to take advantage of that. That's a wonderful way to build some lifelong friendships. I'd now like to extend a very warm welcome to our first-time visitors. First-time visitors, would you please stand as you're able or raise your hand? We'd love to bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of gratitude for joining us today. And if you're watching online for the first time, please let us know in the chat. We're so grateful that you're here with us today. I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and Reverend Siota's message, you will find exactly what you need for the next step of your spiritual journey. Please know you are very welcome here. Now, please enjoy some music before our short time of silent contemplation and prayer.
Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindness is to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God, for one good day. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, I am free. So many gifts upon my table. Loving kindness is to me. Living Spirit, I am grateful. Loving Spirit, for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God. And I thank you, God, for one good day.
How exciting it feels to me that we have all come together in oneness with an awareness of the presence of the Creator, that Creator of divine love that holds each and every one of us in its love. It is that power for good, that power for peace, that power that infuses itself into every single thing that it has created. I may call it God or Spirit or the Divine One. No matter what it is called, it is that which creates all of life in every single form. Is so diverse, so colorful, and so absolutely wonderful. All of its sounds and smells and tastes and looks. What a diverse and beautiful world we live in. And I rejoice in my oneness with it as it, knowing that Spirit has created me and moves me and thinks me and each and everything that I do and think and say. And so here now, I just polish the lens of my consciousness to allow me to see more, to see with that consciousness, to see beyond just what's in front of my face, to hear Spirit in every word, in everything that I hear, to see it in every face, to know it. And I am knowing and feeling that as I know this about myself, I know this is true for every single one of us here, beyond the here. No matter where, no matter when, Spirit is always present. It's promise to be present. And to know that each and every one of us has the opportunity to turn within and remember our divine nature, and to remind one another as we look upon one another, as we reach out a hand in friendship. And I'm so grateful for this coming together in this center, our center which gives so much, which feeds and nourishes our spirituality. And so I am grateful for the music this morning, for the words that are being spoken, for the lesson we will hear. I am grateful to my ancestors for bringing me here to this time and this moment. So with this sense of gratitude, with this sense of knowing that everything is in divine right order, I release this prayer into the law of love and invite us all to say together, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. My name is Sherry Poole, one of the prayer practitioners here at the center, and it is my joy to invite you to read with me this morning's affirmation. I honor the sacred cycles and dance with the turning of the wheel, and so it is.
I am connected to this divine source. love that rises through this world. I make an impact with each heartbeat. I am exactly who I need for my highest good. Sing it with me. For my highest good, I am worthy. Feel it. For my highest good, for my highest good, I am worthy. I am connected to this divine source of love that guides me through this world. For my highest good, for my highest good, I am worthy. You are worthy for your highest good. For my highest good, for my highest good, I am worthy. I am worthy. I am connected to this divine source of love that guides me through this world.
What could be better than starting the morning like this with this beautiful music? Thank you. And thank you, Sherry, for that beautiful prayer. Good morning. And welcome to our viewers online as well. I'm Reverend Siota Belle, your spiritual support minister here at the center. And I've really been enjoying our theme this month. We've had an opportunity to explore the sacred feminine by investigating the wisdom of ancient traditions, the nature of being, the living world around us. We've reflected on the rhythms of nature and explored the mystery of creation and magic. Now, running quietly through all these traditions, there is another thread. Our relationship to those who came before us and the lives we are shaping today. My talk this morning is on honoring the ancestors and healing the lineage. And when I turned my attention to the ancestors, 3 questions came up for me. Number 1, who have I come from? Number 2, who am I now? And number 3, who am I becoming? Now, one of my favorite images about becoming is one line from the ancient Hawaiian creation chant. And it describes the Hawaiian Islands appearing from the depths of the ocean, emerging into being for the very first time. From within, from the inner darkness, the place of becoming, the islands arose. Darkness is not always something to fear. Sometimes darkness is the place where life quietly begins. A seed rests in the darkness of the earth until it's ready to reach towards the light. A child grows in the darkness of the womb until it's time for it to take its first breath. Perhaps our lives are like that too. Sometimes we cannot yet see what Spirit is creating within us. And those times, they can feel uncertain, and we're waiting and waiting, and it can even feel like a loss until we realize, until we know that something new is coming into being within us, and then everything opens up. Each of us entered our human story that had begun long before we arrived. And across cultures and centuries, our ancestors have always understood something. Sometimes I forget this. What I believe they understood is that none of us stands alone. We are part of something much larger than ourselves. The world's wisdom traditions have a long-standing sacred practice of honoring the ancestors. When you hear the word ancestor, you might think of family, or you might think of those connected to you by blood. For some of us, our family story is well known and cherished. For others, it may be unknown, complicated, or even painful. Well, I know I'm on page 2. I don't know what happened to it. I think this happened to me last time I was up here too. Sorry about that. So anyway, for some of us, becoming who we are has meant creating a life for ourselves that we have wanted to be very different from what we inherited. Now, I have come to believe that there is another kind of ancestor that exists outside of family. Sometimes life gives us people who are beyond our family tree, whose wisdom, love, and guidance becomes part of who we are. Years ago, I met a Hawaiian elder, Kumu Lanakila Brant. He was a priest of the Hawaiian temple on the Big Island. And what began as a chance meeting became a lifelong friendship and a spiritual journey. He adopted my family and myself through the Hawaiian tradition of Hanai, which is welcoming someone into your family because you recognize a deep bond of love and trust and mutual respect. Through Lanakila, I came to know the Hawaiian forgiveness tradition of ho'oponopono, and a way of understanding life that has quietly shaped me ever since that time. So I think of Lanakila as one of my spiritual ancestors. Now perhaps you have known someone like that. Someone whose wisdom or love or even belief in you has become part of who you are. It might have been a teacher, a mentor, a friend, someone whose life may even be continuing to speak through yours today. Who has helped shape the person you have become? Let's take a breath together and give ourselves a moment to notice what comes up. Who has helped shape the person you are today? Now, whether our ancestors come to us through blood, through spirit, or even through adoption, none of us arrived here alone. Our ancestors survived hardship, crossed oceans. They sacrificed so later generations could have opportunities they never had. Some of them loved deeply, and some made painful mistakes. And perhaps many of them never had the chance to heal the wounds they carried. And somehow, through all these lives, we arrived here this morning. And none of us began with just ourselves. In my family, the women in my family have always played an important role for me because I was named after my grandmother and my great-great-great-grandmother. Part of my heritage comes from the Choctaw people on my mother's side and the Cherokee on my dad's. And my name is understood to mean rainwater. And that story has always been part of my inheritance. I was not raised within either tribal culture, yet I hold that part of my heritage with deep respect. And my family has always been crazy about genealogy. And that's how I know that some of my ancestors lived lives of remarkable courage, and others made choices that brought pain, yet all of them in one way or another are still speaking through my life. You might think first about the gifts your ancestors gave you. Maybe it was the color of your eyes or your hair, your sense of humor, a love of music, even perhaps your courage to persevere. And along with whatever the gifts we have received are. We may have inherited old fears, unspoken expectations, family hurts, ways of relating passed from one generation to the next. I believe every family carries both blessings and burdens. And perhaps the question isn't simply, well, what did my ancestors give me? I think the deeper question is, who am I now because of what I received? And what will I do with what has been entrusted to me? We inherit a past, even while we are now creating a future. Our Science of Mind teaching reminds us that we are not prisoners of yesterday. And we know, I'm sure we know, that we can be influenced by the past, but we do not have to be bound by it, because Spirit is ever expressing itself in new and different ways. And each of us, you and me, each of us is one of those expressions. Every moment offers a new opportunity for us to choose, to love, and to heal. Each generation carries both the wisdom and the limitations of what it has received. Our grandparents may have carried burdens they never learned how to release. And our parents may have inherited fears they didn't even know they were carrying. And if we're honest, each of us might still be healing something that was passed to us, or something we've been enduring, or something we've come to believe might still be true about ourselves. And now we have the opportunity to choose what we want to carry forward and what we would like to leave behind. And this is how a lineage begins to heal, one heart at a time. There's a Hawaiian phrase I carry with me. E ho'i I ke kumu. Return to the source. E ho'i I ke kumu. For me, it means our work is to repair what may have become broken within ourselves and return to our source. Repair, not condemn, not deny, and not blame. Repair. Healing often begins in ways no one could have planned, and sometimes what looks like failure or loss is simply a rerouting of our way forward. We can look back on our family history, and sometimes we can see dreams ended, doors closed, and lives changed in ways that no one would have chosen. It might have been a move never planned, or perhaps an unexpected opportunity. Those are the things that may have forged the path that changed the direction of our families. Yet all along, Spirit has been quietly at work, even when we could not yet see the path. And through circumstances no one could have fully understood in our past, we arrived here. My title is not simply honoring the ancestors, it's also healing the lineage. Healing means our story does not have to repeat itself. And healing invites us to ask, what ends with me? Anger, criticism, addiction, and silence end with me. Forgiveness and compassion begin with me. Let's take a breath together and quietly ask ourselves, what am I willing to let end with me? And what would I like to begin anew? Because one day, a child or a grandchild or someone we haven't even met yet will live with greater freedom because we chose differently. And that is what healing a lineage looks like. We're not changing the past. We're changing what the past can give birth to through us. Perhaps the deepest healing is not becoming someone new, but rather allowing our deeper nature, that divine presence within us, to emerge, arising from beneath the fear, the hurts, and the stories we may have inherited. And that may be one of the ways we honor our ancestors best, not by living in their past, but by giving our descendants a healthier future. And that doesn't mean rejecting where we came from or judging those who lived before us by what we understand today. It means receiving their gifts with gratitude while choosing wisely what we want to carry forward. And we can honor their courage without repeating their fears. We can treasure their traditions that give us strength while releasing what no longer serves life. This is not disloyalty to our ancestors. It may be the deepest way we can honor them. And this is where honoring our ancestors becomes more than remembrance. It actually is a spiritual practice of becoming conscious of what we carry and choosing what we pass forward. Perhaps the ancestors are not only behind us. I believe the ancestors are also in front of us. And I'm looking at them. Every one of us, whether we have children or not, is becoming someone's ancestor. And so, let's go back to that question. Who am I becoming? And who are you becoming? We become ancestors not only through biology, but through the lives we touch in our families, in our friendships, in our professions, and in our spiritual community. Through the kindness, compassion, and wisdom we leave in others. We may be influencing others in ways we don't even know. Some discover courage because we believe in them, and others discover forgiveness because we have forgiven them. So now the question is, what is flowing through me into the future? And when we choose healing, it becomes part of what we pass forward generation after generation. Isn't that what Spirit has always been doing? Forever creating, forever expressing itself in richer and more beautiful ways. I believe that much of what Spirit is creating through us is still unseen. It is quietly forming in our inner darkness, our tender place of becoming. And so I would like to leave you with one question. Generations from now, if someone were telling your story, what will they say about you? It might not be about what you owned or what you accomplished. Their story may be about what became possible for them because you were here. And perhaps this is what it means. E ho'i kekumu. Return to the source. Receive what has come before us. Heal what is ours to heal. And let our gifts flow through us into the future. May we honor those who came before us by leaving something life-giving for those who come after us. And so it is. Let's turn to prayer. Knowing that the one life, that sacred, creative power and presence has always been moving through creation. And Spirit lives and expresses itself through all beings everywhere. I give thanks for those who came before us and for the courage, wisdom, and guidance that helped bring each of us here, knowing that Spirit is ever present and we are never separate from that truth. May we gently release what no longer needs to be carried forward. And may we choose what is ours to heal. May the kindness, forgiveness, and compassion we embody become part of the inheritance we share freely. And may we always return to our source. And it is from that source that I know our lives become a blessing to us and to all those who come after us. In gratitude for all that is, I release this word. And so it is. Thank you.
I invite us all to take a nice deep breath, breathing in, let out a big sigh. We use our breath to help us to make our transition to our practice of spiritual circulation, which is one of those 5 spiritual practices that I shared at the start of our service today. And please know we're very grateful for all of the ways that you support this community financially, because it goes a long way toward the mission that you read with us this morning as well. So if you choose to give financially today, please know we're very grateful. And you have a few options. The first option, you can go online, cslsr.org/donate. And if you're here in the audience and you give electronically, I wanted to remind you, we have these laminated cards that say, I give electronically, so that when the basket is passed around, you still have the opportunity to participate. I give electronically myself, so these are nice to have to be part of that process. We also have text to give available to you, and there's flyers at the info desk that will show you how to set that up. And as I mentioned today, we will pass the baskets. So I invite our ushers to stand and to hold this sacred space, and I invite you to hold your gift close to your heart and repeat after me. I bless my gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does wonderful work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
I speak my truth like a melody. I shine my light with serenity. I'm showing up authentically. I'm growing into a new frequency. When I use my voice, I am releasing I am releasing I am gifting my vibration into the universe. Oh, I dance my truth like an easy breeze. I show my strength through humility. I'm stepping up for humanity. I'm flowing into a new resiliency. When I use my voice, I make a melody.
Thank you for all the ways that you help to support this amazing community. And can we give some more love to Astor Fox and the gentlemen of the band? I have a very special message, and this is a message for all of the men in our audience, whether you're here in person or online. Many men carry something that they've never said out loud. You know, it might be a question about purpose or a weight, a burden from the past, or maybe it's a desire to cultivate meaningful relationships, friendships. And these are things that can sit beneath the surface of our daily life, just waiting for that right moment to be fulfilled. And I want to share that that moment is coming to our center, because on Saturday, October 10, we are going to host a Men's Day retreat from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reverend Eamon Duffy, who's the spiritual director of the New Thought men's community for all of Centers for Spiritual Living, he'll be with us to facilitate that day. And he spent more than 30 years in ministry that's been focused on men's spirituality. And he has a very simple message. Healthy masculinity begins with inner work. In this retreat, we're going to connect through shared stories, shared experiences, things that as men, we uniquely can share with one another. And we'll discover just what it means for each of us to be a spiritual man. And that's why we've got this beautiful flyer here with the title, The Spiritual Man. And you can pick this up on your way out of the sanctuary today. It's got the information, the save the date on it, as well as info on how you can register, because the registration is now open. And seating's limited for this, so please be sure to sign up today. And if you have any questions about this retreat, please send me an email or come and see me after service. I'd love to talk to you about it. I'm very excited about it because I'm going to be right there with Reverend Eamon, and we are going to go deep with the men of the center, and I believe with the men of centers from all around Sonoma County. So I'm looking forward to that. Mark your calendar. All right, now I want to talk about our children, because I know that our children, they are constantly learning from us. They are learning who we are. They're learning who they are, and they're growing just as we grow with them. And that's good news, and that's also an opportunity for us to go a little bit deeper. And that's what you can do in Jennifer Caldwell's upcoming class called Conscious Parenting, because she's going to help you draw upon that wisdom that comes from our Science of Mind teaching, the Spirit Within, along with current neuroscience and mindful parenting practices, so that you can have the spiritual tools that are useful for you anytime in your parenting journey. You know, maybe it's like meeting hard moments with compassion, which can be challenging sometimes, or communicating with your children so that you're actually heard. Maybe it's deepening all of your connections at home. Whatever it is, I encourage you to register for this class if you're a parent, a grandparent, and you want to go a little bit deeper in that relationship with the child in your life. Jennifer's class begins in September. Boy, oh boy, it can feel like this modern life is designed to distract me. Have you had that experience? Yeah. Maybe you felt it. Maybe you felt like life is just filled with distractions, but what if it didn't have to be a distraction? And that is what Reverend Tara Steele is proposing in her 5-week course, Living in Presence, because she's going to teach us how we can discover the ways that we can become present in the moment to all that life is. That can help us to find focus And it can help us to bring spirit into all of our affairs, all of our tasks, whether they're grand or they're mundane. And that's when the magic happens. So that class is going to be available on 2 days. It's available in person on Thursdays right here at the center, or if you want to take it online, it will be available on Saturdays, and both of those are beginning in September. I have a question for you. What do you want to experience? It's a simple question, isn't it? Doesn't always have an easy answer, though. And so practitioner Maggie Cole, she wants to help you answer that question by tuning into that spirit within so that you can find out what your heart truly desires. And her class is appropriately called, What Do You Want to Experience? And so she's going to guide you in this class to that spirit within so that you can access a limitless well of vision and inspiration that can guide you on your journey toward joy and purpose. I'm really excited about that class, so I hope you are too. Now, you may have heard this phrase before, practice makes perfect. I learned something over the years, though, and that it's important that I have my fundamentals down before I start practicing, because what are you practicing if you don't have your fundamentals down? You're probably not practicing the right way. Well, that can also be true for science of mind, I've learned. Because I know that if I don't have my fundamentals, the foundational aspects of this teaching down, then my practice might not lead me to the goals that I have. And so practitioner Peggy Weber is sharing our all-new Foundations of Science of Mind class this September. And whether you're new to our teaching or maybe you've been practicing for years and you want a refresher, you want to brush up on those fundamentals, she's going to teach you how you can connect with the nature of your mind, the creative powers that govern all of life. You'll find out about the meaning of oneness and unity, and you'll dive deep into those foundational teachings in our practices of the science of mind. So most importantly, I know that you're going to learn how you can apply spiritual practices to the challenges in your life. So you can sign up for all of these classes and workshops on our website. Come talk to me after service too if you have any questions about those. And by the way, we do offer scholarships for Foundations of Science of Mind. So if you would like financial aid in taking that class, you can come see me after service too, or send an email to education@cslsr.org, and I'll show you how you can register for that. All right, I want to close by talking about our roof. Now, last year we told you about our roof repair project, and those of you in person know that the roof has been a challenge over the years, especially with doing what a roof is supposed to do, and that is keeping the rainy season out. So we started a capital campaign that was appropriately called Covering Our Future. And over the last 12 months, our roof repair team that's been led by our facility manager, Bob Stender, has been working tirelessly researching all the things that we might be able to do so that we can get our roof repaired so it lasts us another 30 years. And your contributions in that campaign went a long way toward that goal. As we were researching, though, we learned that given the age of our roof, which I don't believe was replaced while we've owned this building, which has been over 20 years, well, the repairs alone are not going to be enough. And so we decided to look to our future and just pull the Band-Aid off, as they say, replace the whole roof. Now, gratefully, your contributions covered 50% of that full replacement. And so we tapped into our prudent reserve so that we could begin the work this month to ensure that the roof replacement is completed by the time our rainy season starts. So now we're asking you to help us fill in that gap. There's a link on our website to designate a donation towards our roof, and you can also write roof on your giving envelope when the basket is being passed or just throughout the week. And what that does is that helps us to refill our prudent reserve, because isn't it wonderful that we had that prudent reserve so that we could begin that work now? So now we have the opportunity to refill that for those in the future, and they can look back on us as their ancestors. And just as I am grateful for those who came before to had that foresight for this moment, we can be those people for them too. So thank you so much for your generosity. And I'm so touched by everybody who's already been donating, because as of the last count I've been given, we've raised another $11,475 towards our goal of around $200,000. So thank you to everyone who has already donated. Now, I'm so glad that you are all part of this community, and I want to invite you to join me on our Wednesday evening service at 7 p.m., because this Wednesday, we're going to explore together the power that comes from a heart of hospitality and how that can uplift our lives. I look forward to seeing you there. All right, before we close out our service, if you are having a challenging time, if you would like spiritual support, or if you'd like to spend time with one of our licensed prayer practitioners and have them speak that wholeness and truth for you, please take advantage of after-service prayer. If you're here in person, you can head over to Sherry in the corner. She will guide you to one of our licensed prayer practitioners who would love to and help you answer that question, what do I want to experience? Because that's probably the question they'll ask you. And if you're watching online, there's a link you can follow that will take you to a free confidential Zoom prayer. So please do take advantage of that. All right, I invite us all to stand as we are able and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Please know with me that you are never alone. Spirit is right where you are. You have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Thank you so much for being here. Let's close in song.
I release and I let go. I let the